Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, I've got a little bit of a sad update about these missing sisters, Eliza and Henrietta. These are the Hungarian sisters, twins, identical twins, but part of triplets. There's also a third sister who's not identical, Edith, who's in Hungary. And these girls were living and are living still, as far as we know, because we don't know any different, in Aberdeen, in Scotland, in the UK. And on the 7th of January, these two girls for some unexplained reason, were walking down by the River Dee in Aberdeen at 2 o'clock in the morning, in the early hours of the morning. This is a CCTV image that was taken of them there. What were they doing there at 2 a.m.? It's about 10 past 2 in the morning, walking by the side of the river. So after this CCTV was recorded, they then went down to the river, crossed the bridge, went along the footpath on the other side, and disappeared completely. Now, we don't know any more than that. Nothing has been found. No trace of these girls has been found. The police believe that they went in the river for the simple reason they don't have any CCTV of them emerging from there. Whether they've got more CCTV that shows them going there, I don't know, but they have no CCTV or phone pings or anything to suggest that they came out of that area. So for that reason, the police are convinced that these two girls, on the early hours of the 7th of January, they went into the icy, freezing cold River Dee. I mean, when I say cold, it was a frozen day. The river was even frozen over in parts. So where did they go? Did they go into the river? This is the police theory, but they've found nothing. So they've found none of their personal effects. And just look at what they've got with them. They've got their coats, their jackets, their scarves. This is quite a big bag that one of them has got over her shoulder there. The other girl, the other sister, maybe has a clutch bag. It's hard to see. But nothing's been found. Nothing, nada, zilch. Apparently they had one phone with them. The other phone was left at their rented flat. Their landlady raised the alarm, apparently, because round about 10 past 2 that morning, at the time that they disappeared, she received a message from the girls, or one of the girls' phones, saying they would not be returning to the flat. Well, as far as we know, no more information than that. They wouldn't be coming back. And when she went into the flat, she was concerned because, well, I presume because all the belongings were still there. And it was actually the landlady, I believe, that raised the alarm. So that's another part of the mystery. Why be down by the river at that time in the morning, first of all? Why message your landlady at that time in the morning to say, oh, we're not coming back to the flat? It's all odd, isn't it? Because there's obviously a few different scenarios, possibilities. Though the police are saying their likely scenario is they've gone in the river. Well, yes. How did they go in the river, though? Did they slip into the river? It was icy. It was cold. Were they pushed into the river? Did one push the other in? Did they decide to unalive themselves? And was it some sort of pact? The thing is that even if they did go into the river, why and what was the reason for it? Was it an accident? Was it deliberate on their part? Was it deliberate on someone else's part? But the thing is, no trace of them has been found in the river. Nothing. You know, normally there are, if it's an unaliving, someone doing it themselves, there's normally things left on the riverbank. Nothing has been found, as far as we know, as far as the police have divulged. It then came out that the day before, so these sisters have been living in Aberdeen for 6 years. They both got jobs. They were supposed to be saving up to buy their own property. They were very close, you know, as identical twins often are. They seemed to have a good relationship with their family. They spoke to their mother just 2 days before. Apparently they were quite bright and breezy. They spoke to most of their family over Christmas and New Year, because this was the 7th of January. Yeah, so it is really a complete mystery. And, you know, something that occurred to me, I thought, well, would they, if they had decided to unalive themselves for whatever reason, you know, there's lots of theories about that going around. Maybe one of the girls was ill and the other one knew that they wouldn't be able to survive without them, or you know, just there's just a million and one theories, but nobody knows what happened to these girls for sure. So then it transpired that the day before they had actually been to the river, to the exact same spot. Now, had they gone to sort of check out the area in daylight, see where would be the best spot? Again, this was around about 2:00. I know one of my chatters theorised that maybe they'd got the time wrong. Maybe they were supposed to be meeting someone at 2, but it was actually 2 in the morning. Do you know what? Anything's possible. Were they there looking? Oh, is it? Or were they even planning to do it then? There were too many people around. So they decided to come back in the dead of night, you know, to do it where there wouldn't be people around. Maybe they were worried they would get rescued, because there were people walking along the river that day. They've got rucksacks on here, which I think, as far as I know, they did take back to the apartment with them. I don't know any different. Or did they? Did they hide them somewhere? Was there something in there? People are saying all sorts of things. Obviously, have they actually done a midnight flit? Did they just decide to, you know, they wanted a different life? Are they okay somewhere? I mean, I hope that that's the case. I really do hope that the case is that they are okay somewhere. But then you think, would they cause all that misery to their families? You know, just go off and not let anybody know they're okay? And then I thought, well, people do that. Look at Hannah, whatever her name is, Kobayashi. She just went off. She didn't care whether, I know she was estranged from some of her family, but she really didn't even think she had to just text someone and let them know she was okay. In fact, if anything, the text that came from her, people thought had come from someone else, because they were so sort of suspicious and making you feel like she was in difficulty. And her father, who was estranged from her, they've just had the inquest about Ryan, Hannah Kobayashi's father, who killed himself in the middle of all that without finding out if his daughter was okay or not. It turns out, you know, the reason the police weren't seeking anyone, you know, wasn't suspicious circumstances. They've actually got the CCTV of Ryan unaliving himself. And so they know nobody else was involved. And it seems like Ryan just felt guilty that he hadn't been a good enough father to Hannah. So people do it. There are selfish people out there who do that. I'm sorry, I think it's completely selfish to just go off and not let your family know. You know, especially in this case where they seem to have been close to their family. Would they really have done that? Just gone off without telling their family, this family that they'd only just spoken to a couple of days before? You know, or was it an accident? Was it beyond their control? Did one slip in and the other one tried to help them? We just don't know, do we? So it certainly is a mystery. Anyway, a little bit of what I think is sad news. It would be difficult news for the family today. I'll just show a closer up picture of him. The police have stopped searching the river. And I thought this was quite, I thought if that was my loved one, I'd be really quite upset about that. But I'm going to show you this article. Really is quite sad, that, isn't it? So, police have ended the hunt around the river. Only around the river they've stopped looking. It doesn't mean say they've stopped looking for them, but they've ended the hunt around the River Dee for the two missing identical sisters who vanished in Aberdeen 3 weeks ago. Now, the date's important because they went missing on the 7th of January. If you're watching this today when I'm releasing it, it's the 28th. So we're coming up to that sort of 21 to 23 days where a lot of drowning victims tend to turn up, don't they? It's happened sort of several times in cases that we've followed. Around about 3 weeks, it seems to be when if somebody's drowned, then the body, does come up, to be blunt because of the gases in the body. So we'll see if that happens. So, if they are in the river or, somewhere, they should become apparent to somebody. Because, of course, what quite often happens is other people find them. The police don't find them, but other people find them, see them floating down the river then, where places where the police have searched a million times. But because when they actually do come to the surface. But yeah, I do think it's relevant that nothing of these girls has been found. But anyway. So yeah, they disappeared on the 7th of January. They haven't been seen since. They'd crossed the Victoria Bridge to the Torrey district of the city. And there's a divers searching. It's a very big river as well. It's a big river. It's a fast flowing river. So this, according to the Sun, are their final steps. They left their home in Aberdeen city centre, walked this way, then CCTV captured them on Market Street. Now, yeah, the twins were spotted on Victoria Bridge at 2:12. Who spotted them there? I mean, we haven't seen any CCTV from there. So were they seen by a person or were they seen by CCTV? And so that's where they were spotted at 2:12 a.m. It's very precise, isn't it? I thought that was from the text message, maybe that precise. So they came up here, they went down the side of the River Dee, and they disappeared. And this is where Aberdeen is as far as Scotland's concerned. Scotland is right up in the north of Britain. And yeah. Why go all this way? And then why not just jump in the River Dee? Why go all the way up here? But maybe because they knew they wouldn't be seen. So the search for the siblings, both 32, has been extensive and included the use of police helicopters, dogs and marine specialist units. And they were last spotted, it says. Now, we haven't seen CCTV for this spotting here. There was that witness that saw them. Tonight, Police Scotland say they have ended their searches of the River Dee and Harbour area, but their inquiries to trace Henrietta and Eliza are ongoing. They will continue to search coastal areas in both north and south of Aberdeen City, and police will act on any information provided to them. And Superintendent David Howson said the investigation continues to trace Eliza and Henrietta Huszti, both 32, who were last seen on Market Street, the Victoria Bridge over the River Dee at about 2:12 on Tuesday, 7th of January. Our thoughts are with their family at what is a difficult time. Extensive and detailed searches have been carried out of the River Dee and the harbour area using local and national specialist police resources, including the Dive and Marine Unit, Police Dogs Air Support, and those of partner agencies. So they definitely have tried, haven't they, to find them, but not been successful so far. So have they been swept out away? They said they're continuing to search the harbour. So there must be conflict, but they've stopped searching the river. So, yeah, sort of feels sad, that, doesn't it? You know, as I say, if you were the family, well, I don't know. I mean, you'd be sort of glad, really, wouldn't you, that they haven't been found, because there's still hope then, isn't there? They haven't been, you know, if their bodies haven't been found, there's still hope that they may still, you know, be with us. Now, we watched this video, but I think we'll watch it again just to refresh our...
Eliza and Henrietta Huszti. They were last seen in this area in Aberdeen at about 2 in the morning on Tuesday, the 7th of January. A massive police, land, sea and air search operation has failed to find any trace of the sisters. The search continues as...
So you can see there's still, is that ice still on the water there when this was, you know, it was so cold at the time, freezing.
Does the quest for answers and what has become an incredibly baffling case.
Very baffling.
CCTV captured them walking across that bridge behind me as they then headed down a footpath towards the icy River Dee. After that, no one knows where they went or what happened to them. It's emerged that they told their landlady days before that they wanted to give up their flat in the city centre.
So this is where they went. So bearing in mind it would have been frozen and very slippy, you know, they could have slipped and it could be an accident.
Not unable to find any evidence they intended to harm themselves or even wanted to leave the city. But what they've not been able to work out is why on earth the girls were here.
But it's not a steep drop, is it? You know, it's like quite a gradual slope in there. You know, so did they walk into there? Did they walk into that river? Now, the police are hanging on to lots of things, of course. So it turns out that not only the CCTV footage that they have, there is audio footage. But they haven't specifically said that screams were heard. But there's this sort of you know, why don't they give like an official thing? Say yes, screams were heard, but we don't know if it's connected. Just want some transparency in these things.
At that time, it's very busy just now. But at 2 o'clock in the morning, it'd be really quiet and obviously very dark. Is this where Eliza and Henrietta ended up that night?
Yeah, not only will it been freezing cold, but it was pitch black. You wouldn't be able to see where you were walking. Did they have a torch? You know, why would they go down that sort of weird path at 2 o'clock in the morning unless it was to unalive themselves? Or were they meeting someone? Some people say maybe they got on a boat. I mean, do you know what? This is it. It's just such a mystery.
Police say they're working on a strong theory that the girls might have gone into the River Dee. They're captured on CCTV. They walk towards the water. They're never seen again. There were noises that night that were picked up by the CCTV that could be screams. It could be a woman screaming out in the night. Police are unable to be 100% certain that the noise is the girls or that it's even connected to them. They are working on one theory that they might have somehow managed to get out of here without showing up on camera again. Is that even possible? That's something that they're looking at. But what is certain is that in the week since they were last seen, their mobile phones have not been used and there has been 0 transactions on their bank account. Eliza has not turned up for work as a hotel cleaner in Aberdeen, and Henrietta has not clocked on at the coffee shop where she works in a shopping centre in Aberdeen. Their family over in Hungary are anxiously waiting for updates. And police are saying that if you know anything, if you've seen them that night, or if even you've been in contact with them since that night, please let them know. Everyone is desperate to bring this mystery to an end and to get some answers.
David, why are we here today?
Yeah, now this was the original police conference. I'm not going to show this. We've seen this a couple of times, so I'm not going to show that again. But yeah, I mean, basically, the information he gave is that information that we've been talking about through this video. So that's it as far as an update's concerned. The update is they haven't found them, and they've stopped searching for them around the river area. So they must feel confident that they're not in that river area, but they're still searching the harbour and still progressing with the investigation. Wow, what a mystery this is, isn't it? Their family just must be distraught. They're distraught. So I think I'm gonna, if I can find my lighter, maybe not, because I'm not sure where my lighter is. I was gonna light a candle. No, my lighter has disappeared somewhere into the depths of all my other things. So I can't, but I will do as soon as I get off this and I find it. So yeah, where are they? Where are Henrietta and Eliza? What what their family must be going through, and from a distance, from a foreign country. Well, as far as Scotland's, it's not foreign country to them. They live in Hungary, but they're so far away, and it's very, very sad. Very, very sad. I just hope, that the girls are okay somewhere, but doesn't seem likely, does it? No, they've not accessed their bank account, no more, activity on their phones, etc. So, but yeah, I still think that text to the landlady at 2:00 in the morning is very mysterious. Just don't know why they would do that and say, "Oh, we're not coming back." Why? Just if you were so concentrated on unaliving yourself or doing whatever, why contact your landlady and not your own family, who supposedly they were close with? So this is not an estranged family. These girls were constantly in touch with their family. So, yeah, it is a mystery. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about Eliza and Henrietta. I will bring you any news if any news comes in, I will let you know, of course. Please remember to subscribe, and don't forget to press the notifications bell, because that's what means you'll get notification of any updates on this case or any other. So have a good day, or an afternoon or evening, depending on where you are, and just remember to take care of you, because you are the most important thing. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of everybody else. So I'll see you soon in the next video, and until then, as always, may your God go with you. Bye.